name is Anastasia. You've probably seen a couple of videos that I've done having started this channel, and some of them are about nature, others are about gender-based violence, and others are not really specific on any subject, but just giving opinion on occurrences that are within my own country, which is Kenya. For today, we'll be talking about plants. As you might not be aware, for sure, I'm a big fan of plants, and this having grown in an environment where I was surrounded by nature as a young girl. So, and also some of the schools that I actually went to were also surrounded by nature. When I talk about nature, this is about basically in Africa or in Kenya, it's trees and vegetation that was varied in many ways. So since 2015, not even since 2015 actually, since I began living alone, which is actually 2015, I've been able to create a space that has some nature around. And because as it is, I live in an apartment, and it doesn't have really, like, besides a balcony and all that, it doesn't have like a bigger space whereby I can be able to do a bit of gardening or a bit of grow plants and vegetables. So I get to do this within my apartment and outside my apartment, and some of the plants are actually indoor plants. And some weeks ago I did a video. It was on unboxing some plants that I got from Yaya Center. For those who are in Kenya, there's a shop that sells plants. I need to find out what the name is, but I know once you get to Yaya Center, you can't miss it. It's the only plant shop that is there. And I think they also have an affiliated shop at the Sarit Center. Besides that, there are many other shops that also you can buy plants within the streets and all that, but I have not had very good experiences with buying plants from the streets because they tend to have very few chances of survival. So anyway, this video today is about an update on some of the plants that I got from Yaya Center and how they're doing, and also one other thing is some of the things that I've done in terms of propagation, or actually not really propagation, but I don't know if propagation is the right word to use, but I had some succulents that had babies, and I had to separate the babies and put them in, replant them rather. So anyway, let's get into this particular video, and I'll be showing you just the progress of some of the plants that I got from Yaya. Thank you for joining me, and if you haven't subscribed, feel free to subscribe. I'll be giving you tips on anything that I feel can be very useful to you, because I feel that as much as YouTube and the world and the internet has a world of information, you don't always stumble on everything. So thank you for subscribing. I'll start with this. This is a calancho, and I got this from that particular shop in here. It's doing pretty well. I'm seeing some, I don't know that you're able to see, but there are a couple of flowers coming up, and I think this would be the specific place to show. There are a couple of interesting growth that is happening here. I love this particular calancho. I might have to add a couple of colors. I think a red and a yellow, in terms of the flowers, so I'll be getting a few of these because they're really hardy plants as well. I believe they can really survive provided you take care of them, and are really beautiful as centerpieces within your tables and all that. So again, it's an update. This one is doing pretty well. I love it. Yes, look at those leaves. Very pretty. The next one is the African. I'll keep looking down because I have a table here full of plants, and I don't want to have to show the entire table. The other one is the African violet, and I'm learning a lot about these plants because remember, I'm not an expert, I'm not a botanist, I'm not you know, any professional when it comes to plants and all that. Most of the information that I'll be sharing is information that I've come across or I've learned through networks and people as well, on what plants to buy and how to take care of these specific plants. Yeah, so this is a calantro. I think I'll be reporting it because I've not reported it. Maybe trim out these particular leaves that are still hanging to just give it a good shape and all that. Meanwhile, what you can do is just wipe one of the care tips is just wipe the leaves so that they're shiny and looking bright and all that, and then do not overwater. Just when the soil is dry, you just water it. You can water it from below or whichever means. I think from below makes more sense because then and when I say from below, you put this particular base within let's say a pot of water and all that. I say the second one is the African violet, and you can see I just learned that this particular pretty plant is, you can propagate it using the leaves, and I think first I want to wait for mine to grow. Maybe I'll try the propagation sometime. Look at that flower. I would love it to be more full as I get to continue researching about African violets, but it's a beautiful plant. I've also seen that there are meats, and I would want to try some of those meats and see whether, you know, they're applicable or not. Yeah, but how adorable is that? Very cute, very pretty. The other plant I would like to talk about is the peace lily. I got this and it was flowering, so I mean it's still doing pretty well. I was seeing some flowers like that coming out and all that. I know that you can see this one, yeah. But they're not really shooting out like this. I'll be sharing just the updates to show how my plant is doing. Then of course some of the flowers are dying out like this one, so when they die out a little bit more, I tend to cut some of the stems from around here, so that at least it remained a little bit pretty. So again, I'll be updating on how to take care of these, how to make them flower, because I've seen a lot of YouTube videos explaining that sometimes these are made to flower within the the greenhouses, and it would be interesting to see whether mine will flower once of course these flowers are out, whether it's going to bloom again. So that would be interesting to share, I think. The other plant I would like to share on is this particular plant. Initially I didn't know what it was, so I have a plant app that it's basically an app that identifies, you take a photo of the leaves and it's able to identify the family, the scientific name, and the name of the plant. So initially I just call it the Philippine evergreen because that's what came up, but it's the same as still also called the Chinese evergreen. And this, I think, they actually varied. This is the one I have. There was another one. I think I'll go back for it the next time I'll be having a budget for plants, to just add to the collection of these. I like it. Well, there are no blooms, but it's just variegated and it's quite beautiful when you look at it. So I love it. It's doing very well. I've not had any challenges with this, and I'm seeing that it's like something is coming up a little bit in terms of growth somewhere here. Might be adding a bit of soil so that at least it has a bit of growth and nutrients as well. The other plant I would like to talk about is this. look at how it's doing so well. This I didn't get it from Yaya. I think I had mentioned in one of the videos that I got it from another shop at Quickmart, whereby I get also my plants from. And look at it, it's a Fittonia, and it's, you know, I got it because it has so much. They propagated it. There's so much, and I'm waiting for it to continue blooming, and then it starts falling on the sides, and just going to be pretty. Then, so it's going to be very pretty, I think. Yeah, so absolutely amazing. I love it. The other plant I got was this other Fittonia. It's a red. Now I've forgotten. It's a red something Fittonia, and it's pretty cute. I added a bit of soil on the sides because I think, you know, there was a bit of little soil, so I had to add in a bit of soil. And it's doing very well. It's pretty. It's low maintenance. It's just cute and sits there like a small plant. There's one plant that I loved getting, but at the same time I'm almost regretting why I got it, because I'm hoping it doesn't continue posing as much challenges as I've seen. And yeah, this is it. This is a plant, basically. This is the Alocasia. So by the way, this is an Aglonema. That's the scientific name, Aglonema. Now this one, it's such a pretty plant. It's the Alocasia poly, or yes, Alocasia poly, or the Amazonica, also people call it that. This is a hard plant to take care of, guys. I mean, I've already lost 2 leaves. Well, the smaller leaves, but I've still lost them. I'm seeing there's a bit of growth. And then this is not the pot that I got this plant in. It was a plastic pot, and I was so worried. So when I removed the 2 small leaves, I was worried that I was just worried that it wasn't doing well. I couldn't find a spot where I liked, because, you know, when you start seeing leaves in a plant drooping, then there's a problem in turning. This one was turning orange or yellow, basically. So anyway, I decided to remove it from that pot that I think I had somehow panicked and overwatered it. Yeah, thinking that maybe the soil is dry. It wasn't. Anyway, I repotted it and put more soil, dry soil, basically still compost and good soil, basically. And I didn't water it. I just put the soil and put it in this is a clay pot, to just see how it does. But yeah, this plant can really scare I don't want to say that word, but yeah, it can scare the hell out of you, for lack of a more politically correct word. It can scare you. So it is still scaring me very much. And, you know, later on I went online to check on this plant and what are some of the challenges people are having when, you know, they get this plant. And it's all over. And it's not just this plant, but the family of this plant, which is the Alocasia family. Among all that Alocasia family, this seems to be the easier one, the Alocasia poly, to take care of. But still, it's not easy. So I'll do a video on its progress. Hopefully the soil that I've added sucks in that particular moisture and it stays dry a little bit, especially on the roots, and that my roots don't rot, because I'm scared, people. I'm scared. I'm very scared. Yeah, so this is a very hard plant, but I still love it. I'm glad I got it, because it's one of my rare collections, given that I'm in Kenya, and not that everybody is a plant fanatic, but I hope, you know, I'll inspire somebody to get the courage to ditch the plastic plants and start getting these particular plants. They're beautiful. Now, I had mentioned earlier when I began that I had an experience also separating my one particular succulent especially, and because it had a couple of babies, and I separated them from the mother and replanted them. So this is the mother succulent. I'll have to find the name. Yeah, sorry. I had mentioned that there's a particular plant that I separated a couple of babies from it. So this is the mother plant. It's a succulent, and it had so many babies, and it was beginning to just thin out in terms of not having so much energy, not looking too good, and fortunately, like, this got cut off. It's quite a delicate plant, so you have to put it, I think, in an area where there's not a lot of movement, so that you don't lose your edges. But yeah, I'll have to look for the name of this particular plant, but it's absolutely beautiful. It's one of my succulents that I like because it's in terms of the shape, it's just a beautiful plant. So some of the babies that I just want to show you some of the babies that I got from the plant and replanted them. Don't mind the insides. I've not brushed off the soil off the sides. So there are quite many. Yeah, so I put 2 here, but I'll have to also separate them. They're doing very well. I mean, some plants don't really give you stress so if you're not a alocasia poly person, basically meaning if you're not able, or if you're afraid that you're not able to take care of a plant and you're likely to kill the plant, just try it with succulents. They're very easy to take care of. These are the other ones that I've separated and replanted them. So there's this one, and then there's this one, this particular one, and there's this one also. So those are about these are six plants from just one particular plant, and it's amazing. So you duplicate these, then you do not have to get more new plants and all that. The only thing that with this particular pot is not open at the bottom, or rather it doesn't have a hole like this particular ones. So I'm quite careful when watering this. As much as it's a succulent, it doesn't need a lot of water as well. The other plant I would like to talk about is this. Look at how this one is doing. I think I showed it in one of the videos. So this was just it, and then it had babies, and because I was just lazy to propagate, or to propagate, actually that's the word. I've been saying separating, but I think, yeah, you separate them and then you propagate it basically. But look at them. But I'm thinking I might have to, so I put this in a bigger pot because it was confined in one small pot, and just look how it's doing. I mean, yeah, it's supposed to be compact, like the particular small ones are pretty compact as well, but it's doing very well. So I'm thinking I will propagate it as well, so that I'm left with just this, that particular one, and then just have to replant all these. So I have to get some small pots for them, or just pots that they can grow into, or just cute little small pots. Perhaps I could get some of these, like these, and then plant them and then move them as they grow bigger. I could just move them around and get more plants for these smaller pots. I don't like to have too many pots that are in use. But yeah, this is our plant. This is also very easy to take care of. So if you have, it's called black thumbs or black fingers or whatever, basically people who kill plants for some reason, or are not very comfortable with taking care of a plant, this is an easy one. This, aloe veras, and any, I think most succulents actually. Yes, so that's it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in, and let's share on the knowledge, especially about key things that can contribute and change the environment around us. I would like to encourage you, especially Kenyans, to take up, the green spaces and ditch the plastic plants, because at the end of the day, plastic, anything that's plastic can only be reused so much. It will still go back to the environment. Yeah, and if for instance, that particular material is not recycled, and even if it's recycled, it's still recycled in form of plastic. That then again comes back to us. Not that I'm saying recycling is a bad idea of plastic plants. No, it's a very good idea. But then I would like to encourage people to also adopt green spaces made by the active use and the active growing of indoor plants. Yes, that's it for now. Thank you so much, and feel free to subscribe for any suggestions on some of the videos that you'd like me to do. Feel free to share. Thank you again. I'm Anastasia. Bye bye.